Nell here.
All right.
So there's somebody in the house.
And Sybil.
And Sybil. Hello, Nell. Hello, Sybil. And we're just getting set up here. I've got a watercolor background I started yesterday, and I'm going to use some scrubbing techniques on it. What are you doing, Shell?
I think I'm going to make, here in April, our theme is about creative lettering in your art, right?
Right.
So I'm going to make a page that has to do with spring. And I am using this art journal that I made a while ago that has all kinds of gel printed cardstock in it. And I have not even begun to finish it. So I thought this color page, this kind of Naples yellow with a little bit of purple and blue and pink in it would be good. I found another gel print and I cut out the shape of a bunny. And then I'm going to do some sort of writing, creative writing in here.
Cool.
And that's my plan.
Cool.
So I've got some pieces to glue on, and then I'm going to figure out how to fit some sort of interesting writing in this section that's very open, because my bunny's going to be as far as he can be over on this side. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. So I've got I don't know if you guys know what this is. This is like a real stiff scrubber brush. And this is watercolor paper. And I don't even know what kind, because it was a pad that I tore apart.
If you look at the screen, you'll see that both our backgrounds are about the same color.
Huh. Interesting.
And we didn't plan that.
No, we didn't. Not at all.
Nope.
There's Marilyn and Andrea popping in.
And Marie.
And Marie.
Hello. Welcome.
I'm using this scrubber. I put a stencil down. I did the background first and let that dry. And then I'm using this scrubber brush to lift the paint. And some watercolor paints are more staining than others. So some you're not going to lift all the way. Some you're going to get better lift with. Just depends on the paint. Like typically your reds are going to be hard to lift. But I'll show you. This is a Stencil Girl stencil. And I put it on my page. I'm just going to blot that where it was wet on the underside of my stencil here. And you can see where it's lifting the watercolor. Hi, Lisa. So that's where I'm starting from with this page. And I can show you how I started the background too, but I wanted to get this lifted and get this part drying before I moved on. So I must still be thinking about the sunflowers and things that are popping up all over. And so I grabbed this floral this morning. Don't know why it jumped in my hand, but it just did.
So I'm making a very conscious decision not to use a matte medium to glue down my background collage bits here, and instead using a glue stick and then wiping back any excess. And the reason that I'm doing that, the matte medium would be a lot more stable and you would keep it stuck down better. But this is an art journal, so it's probably fine not to have it like, if I was doing a canvas, I'd be more concerned. But the main reason is that I don't want to have wet, gooey residue when I start to do my lettering. So that's something to think about, because you could like gum up any of your pens that you might try to use for your lettering.
Yeah.
So that's the reason I'm doing it. And it's an art journal, so it's not going to get, it's not going to have all the drama of getting pulled on and pushed and exposed, and yeah. So why not? Why not glue it with glue stick? It doesn't mean I'm doing a poor job of it. I'm putting glue stick on the back, glue stick on the page, and making sure that it's really good and stuck. But still, it's glue stick. And this is a baby wipe, and I'm just, wiping it back.
You can get these scrubber brushes at most of your local craft stores. They're just a really stiff brush. I mean, you could actually use a toothbrush if you wanted to do something like this. You just don't want to pill your paper. You just want to only scrub it enough to get the pull, to get the watercolor to come up. And so you guys can see now, there's the design in that watercolor. I'm liking that. I think I might want a little something down here too. You know me, I like my threes. I like my odd numbers.
I think everyone does. It's a universal like. It makes our brain happy for some reason.
Makes me happy anyway. Hi, Barbara. Hey, Laura. Hey, Vicky. Hello. Judy. Laura. Yes. Hi. Everybody's coming in. So if you weren't here, I'm telling you, I'm working on a watercolor piece, and I'm using a scrubber brush, and I'm just scrubbing out the color using a stencil. I'm still on that 100 days of stencil girl thing.
I started back up.
So I am just, lifting some of that watercolor, and it does go underneath the stencil. You have to be a little bit careful how much water you're adding there, but you can see as I do this, it's lifting the color out from the stencil area.
Okay.
Here.
I got some grass. That's good. I want some writing. Because, yeah, all about creative lettering in your art. This month, done a couple things on my channel, surprisingly. I actually did work one day, but everything's just been going crazy for Peg and I both. We're overwhelmed with the amount of craziness that's going on in our lives, and we just can't get it together. All right.
So let me snap a shot of that real quick, just so you have an idea what that lifted piece looks like. That's not what I wanted. I wanted Facebook and groups. And
this book is almost too big to fit.
I'll try sharing.
All right. Maybe I just want to make sure that I'm straight by just putting a ruler on, just so that I don't go completely crazy.
I just posted that over in the group. And I'm going to set this aside to dry now because it's very wet since I put all of that moisture on there to lift that color. But it's pretty cool. So, yeah. So this morning I was pulling out pens, because we're talking about lettering and that sort of thing. And I thought, I need to pull out some pens and just talk about some of the differences in the things that I like and the things that I don't like. I am no calligrapher, let me tell you. But I do have quite an assortment. You know, some of the ones that I think many of us have are the La Plume and the Tombow and that sort of thing, the double pen like this. And the thing that's not, oh boy, I got magnets on my desk. Isn't that cool? Just dropped it all over. And magnets on my desk and a metal box. What do you think just happened?
My guess would be it had something to do with maybe you had die cuts out or something.
I'd say it's all on the floor now.
Hmm.
So you can see here's a nice brush tip on this Tombow. And so if you are going to do calligraphy, it's the down up stroke. So you're going to press down and get a wide stroke. And then when you're coming up, you come up with a thin stroke. And that's, you know, kind of the basis of doing that type of lettering. You come up and do a little thin stroke, come down and you do a thicker stroke. And that's how you do brush lettering. The nice thing about these is they also have a coordinating tip. So you can do big and small lettering in the same color. So this is a really nice pen for somebody who does that type of work. I use this mostly for coloring things in, and it also has a blender pen. So if I wanted to use this, say, to suppose I am drawing something floral. And I want to blend those colors out, and I want to add some other color to that. You know, we're into these spring floral things, and I want to add some color. And you can do this on your brush lettering also. You know, you can add coloring into your brush lettering. I can take my blender and I can blend out that color. Blend it into, and I don't think this is watercolor paper because it wants to pill a little bit. I don't know what this paper is. It's just whatever I grabbed. But you do need to clean the tip because it picks up color. Like when you're moving it, it's going to pick up some of that yellow. And then if I go into the green, it's going to pick up some of that green and blend into that. So you can see the difference here between just putting the color on and then blending out the colors. So that's the Tombow blender. I do have other things to blend with. I mean, my very first blender, I don't know if I have it here or not. How did I do that? Yeah. Very first blender I ever got was Dove blender. And there's a Dove blender pen. Let me see if I have one here.
Let's see, what do I want to do? So I've penciled in my words, which is a quote from the Velveteen Rabbit, which I loved as a child. And I read it to my kids too. It's a great little children's book. And it says, everything that is real was once imagined. And I think that's so appropriate with art. I mean, there's no bunnies that are going to look like the bunny here. And, you know, this isn't realistic, right? And I don't believe in realistic. In fact, I would rather make things that are not realistic. Because they're imagined inside my head. So that's why I wanted to use that quote. I have a paint tray, a butcher's type paint tray underneath here because this book, it is a bunch of double-sided cardstock gel printed, but then I sewed it together with this type of stitch, which I cannot remember now what it's called. But and it's got so much room. I mean, look at how much spring. You know, lots of times art journals will just be too tight. So I wanted it to be, you know, able to expand and use stuff in it that was dimensional. But the problem with that is that it's, now I've lost my page. When it's laid flat, it will open up flat, but it also is one-sided and two-sided, right? Where did my page go? So by putting the tray underneath it, it gives it a little bit of height on that one side and makes it easier to work. That's the reason that's under there. If you guys were wondering, you can see it has tons of pages in it I have not worked on. Tons.
These are the Tombow Twin Tone. Another, you know, I was just using the Marvy Big Brush,
Oh, that my
and
page.
I have a watercolor brush that I just filled with that Dove blender because I have a lot of Dove blender. And I can use that to blend these markers. But this twin tone marker has a nice brush type tip. And it also has a very small, more bullet type tip to it. So I can show you what this looks like. This is Twin Tone from Tombow. Let me get that. Off my desk here. I end up with a lot of mess. But you can see you can just use those markers and pick it up and blend with that. Even if you're just using a water brush, you can blend with that stuff. So this one, what did I say? This is Twin Tone.
I wonder if anybody's talking. I think they're thinking that this is Coptic binding. It might be. I don't know. I can't remember. I remember seeing someone else do it, and I thought to myself, you know, that would be a good way to bind. Because then you would have a lot of room to let things get a little bit crazy. So I drew the letters with straight sticks, right? And now I'm just taking a permanent marker and I'm drawing kind of around the outside. I know it's hard to see because of all the different drawing that's going on this page, but I'm going to end up going and either painting these in or coloring them in, and I probably will remove the rest of the pencil mark. But I want to make them more interesting, so I'm drawing around. Something that I've said in my couple of videos that I've done so far, which granted they were not wonderful. Those pages, neither of them, although people liked them. I thought they were pretty substandard, but I don't enjoy my own writing at all. I think it looks terrible. So by imagining that I'm drawing instead of writing, I feel that I can get a better concept, you know. I just think of it as illustration. So I'm just extending and fattening and stylizing the lines, writing over the top or around the pencil marks, which are just stick letters, you know. I do kind of wish you guys could see a little better. I bet you can't see it at all. I don't know.
Vicky's saying Coptic is done with at least one sheet folded in half. Hello, Ingrid from Norway. So I'm just showing you different types of pens. If you guys have questions about particular pens, tell me and we'll try to address those. I have my favorites currently, which is this. Now they are water soluble, so just remember this is not a permanent pen. You do not want to use this if you're going to go over it with water or you need to seal it. But these are the Fudenosuke brush pen from Tombow. And the thing I like about them, I got this in a set of 2. The thing I like about them is that I am no calligrapher, as I have mentioned before. But with this brush tip pen, I can get the effects of this. So if I am doing a downstroke, I get a nice wide downstroke. And if I come up, I get a nice thin line and down and lift and take the pressure off and down and lift and take the pressure off. And so you can see how you can get a nice calligraphy style with this pen. This one is a different width, I think, maybe. Let me see. Downstroke.
So the pen that I'm using, of course, is permanent. It is a Posca pen. One thing that I know people struggle with, and I'm struggling with right now, is this particular type of gel print that I have here has crusty bits on it. And as I'm going over the crusty bits, the Posca pen is splattering. And I've heard people, I've had comments on my videos and stuff that happens. Yeah, it just happens. I don't have a way to correct it. If it's really bothering you and the pen is still wet, which on this type of surface it'll stay wet for a few seconds, and just wipe it off. You saw me do that up here. I wanted to make more of these kind of fat legs on my R, so I just wiped off the bottom and made fat legs. You have to realize that everything is not always going to be perfectly the way you want it, and that's the nature of creating and creativity. It's just the way it is. You can't.
Where I find most of the splattering comes from is if I'm going in the opposite direction. Like if I'm just drawing straight lines, with the pen, I don't seem to have that splatter problem unless I hit something bumpy. But I do get some of that sometimes if I don't have a smooth surface and I'm going in the opposite direction.
This is not a smooth surface. That's what I'm saying. It has these bits on it are crusty and they're scratchy. You can hear the noise,
which is what's causing that thing to skip. Yeah,
it's causing it. Yeah,
absolutely. But you guys can see on just a plain smooth paper, your Posca is going to do just fine.
Yeah, it's when you have something that's impeding its
right
movement, and then it goes like that, and it makes that noise. At least I imagine it does. And also, if you get a little dog hair in it, like I just did, it drags across and makes a mess too.
Yeah, if everything you're doing is mixed media and you don't want anything that's water soluble, then by all means, but I still use a lot of water soluble media. All of these inks that we all love so much. These are water soluble inks. Watercolor, water soluble, so I still use a lot of water soluble things in my art.
I do too. Even though it's mixed media, there are ways to get around the whole water soluble problem.
Right. So, I mean, this that I started out with today is all water soluble because this is watercolor. This was watercolor that I lifted, and I wouldn't have been able to do that if it wasn't water soluble.
That is absolutely true. The whole nature of it.
Right. So, and I've masked off the edge. So I can lift this now and do the reveal. But to me, this is a whole lot of fun. Now, I can come back with those same watercolors and do more work on top of this. I should have heated that. If you're having trouble getting your stuff to lift without tearing your paper, just warm your tape a little bit. Stuck to me. Oh my goodness.
Now I have to decide how I'm going to color these. I just want to erase the lines that are in them. And then I don't know if I'll grab some pens. What should I do? Pencils, pens. I don't know.
Take a little. I've got some scotch glue stick here. This is where it pulled up a little bit. So I'm just gonna
Sort of messed that one up.
let that down.
Just go back in with the white.
And you can see where the tape was in a couple of places. I can still come back with my scrubber and tissue paper. This is a little bit smaller scrubber than the one you saw me with earlier. And I can hit those areas where that traveled down the tape a little bit. And I can scrub some of that out.
All right.
Clean up those edges with a scrubber. Sometimes you can do it. I also have a this is a eraser that's electric. So you can just, get a little electric erasing going on. So it kind of raises up the tooth of the paper a little bit too. And you can sometimes hit some of those areas and do a little bit of erasing. So, there's several ways that you can do some of those corrections on here. But what I may do now is come back with some, this is almost dry.
I don't know what I want to do. I want to do pink. Maybe I just want to do Posca pens. Keep going with Posca pens. I don't know. Or other pens, pencils. I can't decide. Maybe I work a little bit on my bunny. What do you think, Bun Bun? Shall we work on you a little bit? Little Bun Bun.
Okay, let me figure this. So, clean that up later, or
nose. Maybe an eyebrow ridge that comes down like that or something. I don't know. Here's the neck. Ear, insides of ears. need to happen. Ears probably facing forward.
It was not pristine clean.
But
And this will take a little while, but that's okay. I can do that cleanup later. You see how you can take some of that back and clean it out. Okay, so what I was thinking I might want to do with this, I might need a smaller brush.
yeah, too yucky.
Let's see what I've got up here.
Chimes.
Oh, that's my ring. Keeps track of what's going on around here. You know, when people are coming and going.
Yes.
Keeps track of it. So I think I'm going to cut in. I've got these cups. Yeah, this one had blue in it before. I'm going to get my water. And some of this blue tone.
Maybe I'll just get some paints. Why not? We could use paints. We can always use paints.
Here where there's blue.
Paper. What colors do I want? I don't know. Some white for sure. We'll get some white. Because we got the whole some light blue. Always gotta go for that Naples yellow. Maybe some pinky peach color. What else? Maybe some green. I don't know. Do I want green? Do I want purple? Yes, definitely purple. Purple. Pink. I can get this pink. Whoa, that came out way too fast. Crazy. It's crazy.
Cray. That's cray cray.
Light olive green or lime green. I think the olive is better. Just put a little of that on. Why not? Those are probably some good colors. Or springy spring.
So I'm using the colors that I used to do the background with initially to intensify the background a bit.
Scissors.
I'm just going around and isolating my image that we stenciled. So that lighter color is what is going to come forward then. Because I'm pushing the background back.
Ugh. This stupid Posca pen isn't dry. It's causing me problems.
And I don't want it so dark that you can't see what else is here. I just want to use these colors that are already part of this. So I'm going to use this blue. I'm going to use the red. The red is a Potter's Pink, actually. These are Sennelier, or no, these are Schminke watercolor. Thought I'd
Yeah.
try some different colors. So in the Schminky, let me get some of that.
Schminky is delicious. It's also expensive, which is why I don't have very much of them. Because I'm cheap.
Well, I don't think we need every color.
I do.
So there's a difference right there. You know, there's a difference.
I want every color. Just give me them all, every single one.
I mean, it isn't that I wouldn't love to have them. It's just that my budget doesn't allow for every color. So I'd say start with the ones that you think you're going to use and get a variety.
Well, I have the most of the colors of these super granulating ones because I just couldn't stand it. I had to have them.
Yeah, I haven't sprung for that yet. My budget has not allowed.
But I did get them from a place that I could get quarter pans. So I got them like a lot cheaper because I didn't figure I needed whole or even half. Because I could decide what colors I liked after I already had all of them, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's the thing. It's like, oh, they always say, get a red, a yellow, and a blue. Okay, well, what red, what yellow, what blue?
Well, and the thing is, when you get the colors, you can blend them out and get other colors. So you get really cool stuff
Right.
just with your blending. So, I mean, you can see here where the colors are blending together because that's the red and the blue, and it's giving you sort of a purpley tone in here. You're going to get different tones from just how you put them on the page.
That's definitely true. That's why they say get a red, yellow, and blue, because you could mix
Yeah.
the colors together and get other colors. And sure, that's absolutely true. I just want them all. Let's just be realistic. I want them all.
Well, yeah, we all want it, right?
It's hard. It's hard for me to just
restraint.
only have a few.
I don't know where that came from. Where did I get that from? Because I don't really use that kind of restraint when there's something I see that just okay. So speaking of restraint, I have to show you guys something that I bought because I didn't use restraint. Because I saw it and I thought, oh, I've got to have that. I've got to try it. Yeah. Well, isn't quite what I thought it was going to be, but I'll show you. I'll show you what it is. So you can see how I'm, pushing the background back with these colors. But what I got, hadn't heard about electric erasers? Yeah, I mean, they're you can go to the art supply, or you can probably go to the office supply. I think my first one I got from an office supply. And these change out, you get the tips and you can change them out, but that saves you a lot of this with the electric eraser. Okay, so what I got was, oh, this is sliding around. I got a lot of stuff on my desk is what I got. Is this Tim Holtz Media Grip. Because I saw it advertised. Everybody was saying, oh, this is going to be so great because it's going to give you hands-free. Well, not really. If you put this down, this is a piece of it. If you put this down, it's going to grip your surface. So it's not going to move, right? This grips your surface. But if you're adding paper, I can put a piece of paper on top of this. And, no, it's not moving when I do this. But if I come back with some color, say, let's get this evergreen bough and a blending brush. And if I come back with some color, and the other thing that's supposed to be great about this, duh, I should show you everything, right? What did I do with the box? You have to kind of twist this to get it out of the box because it wants to stick to the box. And it comes with this plastic over it. So here's another piece that I just cut off of the large piece. You can cut this down to whatever size you want. But the other thing that's supposed to be really nice about this is you can use this to anchor your ink pad. So your ink pad isn't going to go anywhere on your desk either, okay? Which I like that part. So I can let me move this over so you guys can see. I can do both my ink pad, my lid, whatever. And that's not going anywhere. I don't have a hand on that. Got my watercolor in the way now. I don't have my hand on that. I'm just, inking up but when I go to the paper and I try to blend, it does not always stay on that piece, especially if you get something wet. The nice thing about it is, however, that you don't have to hold very tight because there is some stickum underneath there, but you can see it's moving here in this corner. So you still need to put, a finger on there to hold that corner in place if you're going to blend out. But it does help with the grip. I watched Tim Holtz, I watched Tonic, I watched a number of different people use this product so that I could understand how they were using it and what benefit they were getting from it. And, not having to hold this is a benefit to me. I can say that. That's a benefit. I still have to put some pressure on the paper. And I'll grab another ink now. That was Evergreen Bough. This one is Crushed Olive. So, and I'm so used to holding my ink pad, I automatically go over there and hold it. I don't have to hold it. But if I come in from the edge here, you can see how that wants to move that paper. So you do need to kind of hold on to that. So, did I really need this product? Well, maybe not, but I thought it was cool because, I thought it would be an extra hand. I thought it would be something that was going to help me create. And it does to a certain extent. So let me get a third color here. This is Frayed Burlap.
Of course, now I have this.
And I'm holding my ink again because I'm so used to doing that, right? I'm just used to doing that. Restraint, right, Barb? Right, restraint. So I'm not holding on here. I'm coming in from the side. It's holding pretty well right now. Not sure, just what the difference is. And I saw it used with a lot of different types of paper. So I don't know, if you get one of these, experiment with it and let me know what. See there, it just moved. So if you're really worried about it moving, you probably still want to put a finger on there just so that it doesn't do that. But the cool thing is I can come back now with a spray and spray that and heat set it. And the stuff I was using before I could not put heat to it because it would not work right. So what this is just like your regular Tonic white matte, only it's sticky on both sides instead of just one side. And you can see that water is making the water effect on there. I'm going to put a little bit in my hand, make bigger splats, continue drying. So that, I guess, is a benefit. The thing that I saw that was of most benefit is I'm going to be able to use this in my stamping platform. You know, because how, if you guys, do you guys stamp with a stamping platform? You let me know.
I bought the stupid thing. Don't ever use it.
What's that?
I bought a stamping platform.
Yes.
I don't ever use it.
Oh, okay. Well,
I didn't realize that CHA is going on. Probably in Phoenix.
CHA is going on right now.
I think so, or maybe it's next weekend.
Oh, I don't know. I haven't been following.
Me neither.
Because
You know,
the last few years, I really haven't seen anything come out of CHA that just, you know, was a mind blower. Plus, everything that they're showing at CHA, you can't get for 3 to 6 months.
Yeah.
So
but I remember when we used to be so tuned in and we were watching the videos, and I was even there demoing a few times. And
yeah, I mean, we've both been to CHA. We've both, you know, been involved in all of that. But just know that if you're not a retailer, all that stuff is not really available.
It's not going to be readily available by any means.
Yeah. So this is a Make Art mat, which I like because it's got magnets. This is a magnet board. This is from Ranger. Tim uses a black glass mat. Mine is a glass mat underneath here. However, this is a We Are Memory Keeper glass mat.
Yeah, my glass mats
instead of black, and I like the white because I can see the color that's on my mat. The black, you can't really tell if there's something sitting on here, and I can see here the outline here that my mat is not clean. So I know I need to come back and clean that. And so the white helps me with that. And it's all a preferential thing. He wants everything in black, you know.
Well, it's his brand.
Yeah. Yeah. So I get it. That's his preference. But the reason I like white is so that I can see what's on my desk, and I can see, oh, I've got paint there. If that was black on black, I wouldn't be able to see that. So I can get my little scraper out here and I can clean that off and make sure I've got a really clean surface. Now the other mats, besides this grip mat, okay, this is what they call this, is a grip mat. This is the regular tonic white mat. And I've had these and used these for a long time. And this is just a craft mat, and you can see it's got the grip on the back side, so it's gripping to my desk, but it's not on the front side. So all they've done is they've taken two of these and put them together so that it's gripping on both sides now, so that I can use this and just put this mat onto this mat if I want to still use this kind of craft mat and just use small pieces. Let me get a stamping platform. So what I was using are these Sizzix pieces of paper that are like double sticky notes that have a grid on it. The problem with this is if you get it inky or if you heat it, it doesn't work well, because if you heat this, that glue is going to transfer to the back of your paper. So I can replace these in my stamp platform with some of this material. And I like that idea. Because sometimes you don't always, like if you've got a big background stamp, sometimes you don't want to stamp up on the edge. You want to stamp out in the middle. And in that case, just trying to clean some of the junk off of my stamp platform. If I want to stamp out in the middle, I have to put a sticky note or something down to use there, or I can use this to put out in the middle. If I'm doing a big background, this magnet is going to get in the way of that background. So I don't necessarily want to use a magnet for that, but let me get a big background stamp. Let's see.
Okay. I need another coat. This lavender is very transparent, and I keep having to go over it, which is annoying.
So here's a floral wreath. If I want to stamp that on this piece that we just did, you know, here's my paper that we just did. And I say I want to position this in a certain position. If I'm up against the edge here, I only have so far to go, right? And yes, I could put on this one, because it's not covering the whole piece, I could put a magnet on it, but let me get something that covers the whole thing. So say if I was using a large stamp like this and I wanted to cover the whole thing, then I could position this where I want it and cover the whole thing. So here I can determine where I want this. I may want to put some kind of sentiment or words or something up there at the top. This one says rubber, so I know I can use this with a red rubber stamp this way. But the thing is, that's staying put because that sticky stuff is underneath there, and I don't have to worry about that moving. So I'm going to grab, I don't think I want to use a dark black on here because I don't want that heavy a line. Yeah, okay. So I just knocked that loose with my shirt cuff. But I can come back and stamp. And hopefully that'll stay put, you know, if I need to stamp more than once, if I don't knock it around. You know, now it's where I want it, and I can come back and I can stamp it a second time. And still have a nice crisp image. Like that. So that's what I think might be an advantage for me, is having this in my stamp platform. We'll see. We'll see how I end up liking it. But I wouldn't recommend that everybody rush out and buy it for that purpose unless you do a lot of stamping or something. But, you know, now I've got the image on here, and I can come back with some of those brush pens or, you know, the watercolor or whatever I've got out here. And I can colorize that image.
Why did I start at the bottom? Why am I always so dumb? I still have to do the rest of it, and I'm like gonna get my arm right in the middle of it. I never think about that.
So you can see where that's headed. You can just color that in. You can use colored pencils. You can use watercolor pencils. You could use whatever you wanted to. But then, you know, this could also be added to your journal page. All right, I'm getting off track here. I just wanted to share that with you because I was talking to some friends and they said, well, what is that stuff? And so I thought I would show them. I thought I would show you guys because, you know, when the products first come out, there's a whole lot of media hype about them. And that's, you know, what's probably going on because of CHA.
Yeah.
So, but that's called Media Grip. This is just your regular tonic craft surface. So I had a journal out. So here. I was going to try to do a little lettering. Hi, Peggy. How are you? So this was that color journal I was working on. And I was just gonna, this is not specialty paper, watercolor paper, anything fancy. This is just, you know, real thin, like sketch paper. All right. That doesn't mean I can't do a splash of watercolor or something on here. I can. Or I can do a little bit of stenciling, do a little bit of stamping, all of that stuff. So I've got some stencils. I've got the one that I cut myself. I've got some of these from, these are those ATC ones I like. So I might just start by putting some of this on with a brush. Get some of that color that I've already got out here.
Putting my hand right in the wet ink.
Uh-oh.
Probably gonna end up with colored hands today, or arms. Oh well, it won't be the first time, won't be the last.
Yeah. So that's just putting a little bit of texture into the background there with that watercolor. I don't want to get it real saturated or wet. I've got another stencil here. And I'm using the watered down watercolor because I don't want it full intensity.
I think I'm gonna have to turn the book upside down. I got out way too much paint, although I'm probably gonna do something else with the paint, but yep, it looks like this thing is gonna have to get turned upside down so that I can finish it.
And you can see that that page is really grabbing that wet.
Let's see.
Because it's not meant for water media. Now there's a whole lot of stamps and things. Like if you like daily journaling type stuff, there's a lot of stamps that are created for that sort of thing. Small little things like this that are awesome to use in these small journals. This has the days of the weeks and places to write things. Particularly like this one. I think I'll pull that out. And I should, these blues and reds and things here. Sorry, my phone is trying to tell me something. I need to shut it down. Need to shut it down. Don't want to listen to that. So this stamp looks very much like handwritten stuff. And you can add your own handwriting to this later. Doesn't mean you can't use stamps in your journal. This is a Technique Tuesday. Stamp. Self-care. We all need self-care, don't we?
That's what people keep telling me.
Yep. Self-care.
I don't do a very good job of it.
Well, and I like this little stencil. Thinking about putting something floral. Oh, I know what I've got. I've got some of Vicky's. Let's use some of Vicky's, shall we?
Sounds like a good plan.
I'm not sure which of these are Vicky's and which are Carla's. I know if it's floral, it's probably Vicky.
She does draw flowers.
Oh, I like the sunflower. We're doing sunflower stuff today, right? I like these little, those are cool. Those hearts are cool. Ooh, circle. Oh, how am I going to pick? How am I going to pick?
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
Oh, raindrops. Hey, perfect for April showers, right?
Yep.
Okay. So these, if you don't know, Vicky, who is Messy Table Studio here, has designs on her Etsy store, and also What If NC, who cuts these stencils, has stencils in her Etsy store. So I mean, these are nice size for small journals. Just saying. So I'm thinking, I like that. Let me get some of this pistachio, maybe. No, I think I need some more blue. Don't have enough colors out.
Pretty sure that's some kind of crime.
Probably.
So this pen that I'm using is a permanent pen. It is the Pentel Pocket Brush. It has Indie ink in it, and what I like about it is that it lets me do more of an illustrative look because it automatically just makes thicker and thinner lines because it's a brush. So if I just barely glide it, it gives me a thin line, and if I press down harder, it gives me a fat line. So it quickly gives me illustration lines, and it's permanent once it's dry. But I can blend it a little bit with water while it's still wet because it's India ink. So I like that. All right, I think I have done the basics of this page. Now all we are doing is embellishment. Where is my tray? I need to put my tray back under here. because it's just a little something that's annoying. So I've got colors over here. I might try maybe a little bit of stenciling. I don't know. Do I want stencils? Maybe just like some, what do I have over here? Just a little bit. Do I have any? Got this whole stack of small ones over here that I need to put back on their ring. And I just haven't gotten around to it. Haha, ring round to it. Haha. I don't know what they are. It's kind of nice. So that's a hand cut one. Has little flowers on it. I don't know, maybe. Zigzags and stripes. I don't know.
Maybe I'll put this up here.
I need to put those back on my ring. My goodness. Pesky, pesky, pesky. Oh. One more time.
Oh my goodness.
Very,
Bless
very
you.
allergy-ish over here. Oh, come on. Stop being so snorty. Maybe I just want a brush. Do I want a brush? I don't know. I'm putting some flowers on here. I do like flowers.
Yeah, everybody loves flowers, right?
Yeah, and it is a spring page, so it's supposed to have flowers, I think.
Add some. I want to add to this.
Oh, that one's kind of cool. I'm going to be a good background. What did I do with that sponge I just had before I started snorfing? I don't know. Oh, there it is. So let's see. How about a little bit of blue? Why not?
So I probably need to add some words here.
Just for fun.
So when you're doing this, you know, the page can be divided up into sections. It doesn't have to all be one theme. Like if you're doing a day or a week or something on a page, it can be a lot of different things. I think I'm going to find some washi tape here. Time for washi. And that's fun. Let's do some of this on the edge. Bring in some other colors.
Oh, now I've got sniffles.
Make a little
Stupid.
reflection spot here. Let's go here.
Maybe some green.
This is kind of fun too. It's real thin. Okay. So let me get, what did I do with that? No. What did you do with that? This one says what? Time for reflection. Like that. And let's stamp time for reflection. This is hard to do when you've got a center to your book. Okay, time for reflection. They're saying, bless you, Shell.
I tell you what, I need some lesson over here.
Yeah. So another part of my daily routine is coffee. So I need that on my page. Also, part of my daily routine is art. I need some art on here. So let me grab some other stamps that are relevant.
What happened to my brush?
I think
I need to get some more of this pink in here.
I want to do this. And I think it's going to be just about the right size to stamp in this area. And then I can journal. Trying to get the ink to transfer to the paper here, so I'm giving it a little bit of push and time for the transfer.
And it's being too noisy.
And then I can still come back and add some color to those with my pens and things. What do I do with my little coffee guy here? Not sure where I wanted to put that. But I do want to bring in some pens and things.
Let's see. Do I have one that has a rounded bottom? Sure. Hope you guys can't hear him talking. I don't know why he has to talk so freaking loud.
It's fine.
I shut the door. What do we got? About 15 minutes left? I don't know. Can I finish all this? So now that I got the big fat Posca pen in white and black, they make such fun dots that now I want them in all the colors. Took me a long time to buy a fat one because I thought, I don't need a fat pen. What am I going to use that for? Not making posters. Now I know. Dots. I like dots. I found out. Dots are fun. There's also those stylus ball tool sets for making dots. I've never got one.
Yes, those are great.
I thought about getting one, but never did yet. I have styluses, but I don't have like a whole set of different sizes like that.
No, I mean, you don't actually, you can make different size dots just by how much paint you're applying.
Yeah.
You don't really need a lot of different sizes like they sell you. But it is fun to make dots, I'll tell you that. It's a lot of fun to make dots. So, starting off here, morning coffee is a good time to reflect on what you will accomplish today. Time for reflection. So, you know, we're just dividing out our page here and making something with our own handwriting.
Ew, gross.
Yeah. I'm outlining this stenciled image just to, you know, put my own hand to it so it isn't just a stenciled image. And I'm being ever so careful about how I do this too, I'll tell you. Shell looked up at the clock and said, "What time is it?" Oh, okay, so we're going to do this faster.
Yes, I discovered that we were probably going to run out of time.
So, okay, so you can see how that's going. If I want to add some color in here, I can use crayons. I can use all kinds of different things for colorizing. Let me grab some of those. These are just those, what are these called? These are jelly roll pens.
Oh, I bought some of those, didn't I?
So I can add some color. With my jelly rolls. And I think I can even, I think these are water soluble. Let me see. Yeah, a little bit. I just want to get the tint. So I'm just adding a little bit of water and moving that on the tube. That worked. Okay, and then let's get a feather. The feather should probably be in some kind of greenish blue. So we'll do the green. And we'll add another color. And then I will hit it with my water brush. Blend it out a little bit. And lift.
Maybe I wanted a little bit of a circle right here too.
That just needs a little gray tone to it. Add a little gray tone to that. And I think also this up here can stand a little gray tone. And what else do I want? Hot pink, brown. I need some brown. Need some brown on the brush tips. Just blend that out. And let's get a different gray in here. Ooh, that is going to be pretty bright. Let's not do that. That's too bright. Let's do a yellow. That's a fluorescent yellow too, so that's all right. Gotta have some brights, right? And let's get a purple.
Black right there is distracting. A little bit of shadow in there just to cover it because it's distracting. Is a cutie patootie, anyways. All right, let's do something about these dumb flowers. Make them more interesting.
So, okay, I left the lid off of something here. That's not good. It's not good when you leave the lids off. Oh, there it is. And then what do I do with those other pens? Got too much stuff out on my desk now. I can tell when I have too much stuff on my desk. So I lost track of my favorites. Come on, I know you're here.
Well, I think I'm probably done.
Are you really? Good for you.
I did tape over here because I didn't want to deal with those little paper button tab things that I have. So take it off, I guess. Then it's going to look kind of weird. But I wasn't sure how much I was going to do.
Yeah, I can't
It's
find
pretty
what I'm
much
looking
done.
for. So
Oh, I just stuck my brush into the green paint. Yeah, I mean, I could continue messing with it, but I think it's cute enough as it is. You know, you can always continue messing.
yeah, sure can.
I'm gonna need just a little more of this paint right here for the shadow. Anyway, that's my page for today. I have a lot of paint left, so I guess I'm going to do some stenciling for 100 Days of Stencil Girl. All this leftover paint.
Yes.
Whoops. Spilling stuff all over the place. Dang it. My nose won't stop running. So is it about time? Yeah, 2 minutes. Thank you, Peggy. Thank you, Barbara. I like bunnies. I have a love-hate relationship with bunnies because the bunnies are back in the backyard and, you know, they're brats. And so they do have fun chomping down on stuff. So if you plant anything, then you're in trouble. I think that's pretty cute. And I got the prominence of the writing on there. So that was our theme for the month, hashtag AJOS creative lettering. And I hope I see some of you doing it. I think only one person so far has posted anything with the challenge. I don't think many people have picked up on it yet. And what day are we on? Day 7? So it's time. I want to see how you guys do some creative lettering and then put it in the group.
Yeah, please do. So here's some creative lettering for you. I did a journal page for today. It's, morning coffee, good time to reflect on what you will accomplish today, time for some reflection. I did flowers and art materials and telling myself to stay positive, that better days are ahead, make art, plant flowers, and I'm listing the flowers that I want to plant here. So, this is all in my own daily journal and just showing you how you can do some of that sort of lettering. Not sure where my other piece went to that I was doing the lifting on. I was going to do some lettering over the top of that one that had the daisies, but it's in the pile here somewhere. So yeah, I guess we're pretty much done for today. I did post a picture of that in the group. So make some art, post it in the group, and we'll be looking for that.
Definitely.
Or even if you're just doing the hashtag on Instagram, either way. Hey, Sherry, hi. Just catching the tail end. All right. So bunny tails and Easter eggs and lots of fun flowers to you guys. See you soon.